All right, bonjour, ladies and genitals. Oh, look, y'all. In this video, I want to talk about the opportunity of a lifetime, the kind of opportunity that is very likely to lead to me achieving a lifelong goal I've had, a goal of finding financial freedom, and hopefully, in kind of communicating this opportunity, my hope is that I help others do something similar along the way. But before we delve into that, I feel as though I should update y'all on kind of what's been going on with the channel. We haven't been uploading frequently. What's going on with me messing, that kind of thing. So, folks, like, subscribe, click all the buttons, the usual. But, folks, for our regular viewers, I want to apologize for the infrequent uploads. Guys, it's the bear market. It's fairly obvious what the most... one of the most profitable niches in all of crypto are likely to be moving forward, the Referral ecosystem. I mean, so until there's major PulseChain news, there's really not a lot of news to keep talking about. I mean, I don't know how many videos I can make talking about how PulseChain is the opportunity of a lifetime without any new news, right? Like, guys, I was watching, crypto banter. I was watching Bitboy Crypto recently. And I was listening to the choices they were talking about. They were talking about how, oh guys, Uniswap's looking really good like right now, and some other bullshit protocol. I'm like, Uniswap. These guys are scraping the bottom of the bucket for content right now. And look, guys, these channels are frankly shilling bullshit. Not bullshit. It's not bullshit. They're shilling what's going to reap themselves and their viewers average market returns. I'm not interested in average market returns. I'm personally interested in outperforming the market. I'm interested in finding the opportunity, wherever it may lie, that can give me financial freedom. In order to do that, you need to outperform the market. In order to do that, you need to not focus on what the majority of other people are focusing on, which is the ETH merge and Uniswap. And even though that's highly interesting, and I'm personally interested in it, Ethereum's going to do what, 10, 20x over the, my next bull run. Those are 30x even, those are great returns, but is a 30x going to dramatically change the lives of someone who's working class? It's going to do very well for you, but a 30x is not going to change your life. You kind of need 100x plus, kind of, sort of, right? So that's kind of why I've chosen to focus on PulseChain, Hex, and PulseX, because of their ability to outperform the market when the bull comes around. And why we've been uploading infrequently is frankly because there's not a lot of major news. Now that isn't kind of an excuse. There's still lots and lots to talk about. Frankly, me and Messin have been busy behind the scenes with our personal lives, working. I've personally been trying to make sure, and I've been taking steps behind the scenes. I mean, believe me, folks, I haven't disappeared. I've been taking steps behind the scenes to make sure I can exploit this opportunity, this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with the launch of PulseChain, hopefully in a few months. Because, look, guys, there's only so much one can do personally. There's only so much income one can have. There's only so much access to ways of getting more funds. I'm trying to beat around the bush and not be specific here, but my point is I'm exploring ways in order to leverage my understanding of the opportunity that lies ahead with PulseChain. I'm going to leave it there until things are more solidified, but just understand that I am doing stuff behind the scenes. Me and Messin have been quite busy. We're not doing nothing. We definitely haven't forgotten about this market. If anything, we're working to make sure we can, be well positioned to capitalize on opportunities moving forward. So I just thought that was worth saying, especially for y'all regular viewers. But look, guys, in all honesty, a large part of what I've been doing behind the scenes is focusing on fat activism. I've decided to become a fat activist. Crypto's great and all, but I've noticed, within the company here at aMillionortheMoon, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to mention people. I'm not going to single out, any kind of individual in particular, people who don't drink water. I'm not naming names, but what I've noticed is this kind of bias against fat people and being fat. And frankly, there's literally nothing wrong medically with being fat. It's just kind of this discriminatory attitude that many people have due to the patriarchy. So I've decided to take up the mantle and fight against this wrongful discrimination of fat people. I've been gaining lots of weight. As you can see, this t-shirt, I don't know if you can tell too much by this angle, but is several sizes too small. So I've been kind of really trying to, take the fight to those who discriminate against fat people. So I've been focusing a lot on fat activism. I've been going to Lizzo concerts, that kind of thing. So just understand that I've been quite busy doing that kind of stuff behind the scenes. So comment down below if you support fat activism. And actually, on a serious note, I just thought of this before when thinking about this video as well. Look, speaking of PulseChain, many people on the channel have obviously sacrificed. How many of y'all are thinking about making major moves with your SAC? Whether you SAC for PulseChain, PulseX, one or the other, or both. Let me know down in the comments if you're thinking of doing any kind of trading. Because look, guys, if you got into PulseChain, you got into PulseX. If you got into many of these other SAC phases, these different popular projects. I mean, guys, look at all these different products and projects launching on PulseChain. You're very likely to be well positioned to do well once PulseChain launches. But what I did want to say is that, look, guys, unless there's any kind of extreme ratio when PulseChain goes live, you're already a winner having SAC'd, and the more actions you take, the more risk you entail. So if you're gonna take an action, really make sure if you're gonna do any kind of trading, PulseChain to PulseX, PulseX to PulseChain, really make sure you know what you're doing, because all you have to do if you got in the SAC phase to win is nothing. So if you're gonna do things, you're just exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. So personally, my view is, unless there's any kind of extreme ratio, I don't think I'm gonna doing much ratio trading. Like, if there's a 1-to-1 PulseChain to PulseX, yeah, I might swap some PulseX for PulseChain, even 2-to-1 maybe. But if we're getting a 1-to-5, 1-to-8, 1-to-10 ratio, I'm going to be swapping PulseChain for PulseX if there's like a crazy 1-to-10 ratio. Because then you're essentially saying, I believe that PulseChain will 10x outperform PulseX for eternity. And I don't think that's likely. In fact, there's a very good argument that they could, due to their correlation and the PulseX mechanics, that PulseX could do just as well, if not even better. So again, just beware of that kind of major risk factor. Something else I'm kind of excited about is, things like liquid loans, what's going on with Maxi. There's so much going on in this ecosystem, guys. The Maxi guys are coming out with new versions of the Maxi token. I believe they have, I wish I had the stuff pulled up here, but anyways, they're going to make a wrapped, it's not wrapped, but a hex batched stake that lasts 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, 10 years, something like that. And so I'm definitely going to be interested in the trio, the 3-year one coming up, because that one is very likely to expire around the top of the next bull market, which is likely to be around the end of 2025, maybe 2026 if the cycles truly continue to lengthen, which there's some evidence that they have been. So yeah, guys, look, that was just some of the stuff on the top of my head. Just want to get some of that stuff off my chest. We've been kind of absent, so I apologize for that. But guys, look, stick around. We've definitely not forgotten about crypto for sure. I'm definitely working in order to make sure I have as much dry powder as possible to throw out PulseChain. Like, that's literally what I've been doing. I've been working. And this is very clearly the opportunity of a lifetime. If you look at what has been the most successful, one of the most successful consistent niches in crypto, it's been Ethereum competitors. You look at Cardano, Solana. I mean, you guys know the list. There's a dozen Ethereum competitors that performed absolutely amazingly throughout the last couple of years. And that's very likely to continue being a successful niche. And PulseChain is very obviously set up to be one of the next major Ethereum competitors. I mean, look at this ecosystem, folks. And, we're launching at such a superior state to some of Ethereum's competitors. Like Cardano barely got smart contracts and a half-functioning DEX after how many years of being out? I mean, PulseChain is launching at such a superior system state over these competitors that performed so well. So, look, guys, this is very obviously the opportunity of a lifetime. And, while I'm not a financial advisor, this is financial advice. I just look at the likelihoods. I look at the history. I look at what's been successful and what successful plays have looked like, and I see that PulseChain is the next thing that looks most like what would be the next 1000x, 100x, 10,000x play. Who knows? Whether it's 100x or 1000x, this thing's very likely to do extremely well over time. Again, not financial advice. So, folks, as always, thanks for watching. And we'll be sure to upload more frequently. In fact, I'll be talking to some other channels later on. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Everyone, like and subscribe. Follow our Twitter. I'm very active on our Twitter, even when I'm not uploading. So link for that down in the description below. And until next time, folks, remember to stay woke and stay fat.